Welcome to this KeyHelp tutorial. Here I will show you how to include an SSL certificate for your domains directly in KeyHelp. For this we will create a CSR and a self-signed certificate, include an official certificate signed by a certificate authority, and secure a domain with a Let's Encrypt certificate. A user can be given the authorization by the administrator to be able to manage his assigned certificates himself. To do this, we go as an administrator to User Administration, select the corresponding user in the table, and click on the pencil icon on the right. Under Resources and Permissions, there is a checkbox Certificate Management, which can be checked or unchecked. If no user is granted these permissions, only the administrator himself can freely assign all certificates. For Certificate Management, go to the SSL TLS Certificates menu under the Security item. In the table you can then see the certificates that have already been created. At a glance you can see the most important information, such as the certificate name, as administrator the owner of the certificate, how long it is still valid, how often it has already been used, and the issuer. If a certificate is about to expire or has already expired, KeyHelp will show you this with a colored icon. Furthermore, you can hover over the eye in the table to see the certificate components in detail. A notification about the expiration of a certificate can be set under Configuration Security SSL TLS certificates. Here you can select from what time before expiration you will receive a notification. You can also choose who should receive this notification, the certificate owner or the administrator. You can edit already created certificates with the pencil icon on the right side on the table and delete them by selecting the checkbox and clicking Delete Sections or by using the Delete icon. A certificate can only be deleted if it is not currently in use. If it is in use, the Delete icon and the checkbox are hidden. A CSR or Certificate Signing Request contains all the information needed to create a certificate. This ensures that a certificate is really only used by the person whose data matches it. An official certificate authority requires this CSR to generate your certificate. You generate this by first clicking on Add SSL TLS certificates. Enter a name for the identification in KeyHelp. Below that, as an administrator, you can directly specify an owner. Now select Generate CSR. Below that, decide on the key length. A higher value is even more secure, but this key may be incompatible for some devices. Then enter the necessary data for your CSR. With exactly this data, your certificate will then be created. After save, it will appear in the overview. Click on the pencil icon to see the certificate components, so the created private key as the most important element and the CSR. Later, you only have to insert your certificate, received from the certification authority, by either copying it into the corresponding field or by uploading your certificate file. To include an existing certificate without having created the CSR in KeyHelp first, click Add SSL TLS certificates in the overview again, and then click Upload an existing certificate. Again, assign a unique certificate name for identification in KeyHelp. Also, you can again directly specify an owner. Then copy your private key into this field here or upload it as a file. Then upload the certificate itself as well. Additionally, you can add a CA certificate, but this is not mandatory. This does not certify your website, but the certification authority itself. A self-signed certificate is usually not trusted, which means you will receive a warning in your browser, but it can be useful to you in a test environment, for example, if you yourself are only the user. To do this, click on Generate Self-Signed Certificate and also enter all necessary details. At the bottom, specify the expiration date of the certificate, which is preset to 100 days. After clicking on Save, each of these included certificates will appear in the overview. Currently, we have only created the certificates, but in order for them to be used, we need to assign them to a domain. To do this, click on Domains in the menu and edit the corresponding domain. In the upper bar you will find the item Security. Here you can now select a certificate and find all previously created certificates in a drop-down menu. Below that you can activate a forwarding from HTTP to HTTPS with a checkmark. This way a secure connection is enforced. In addition, experienced users can make further adjustments regarding HSTS here. You can also apply the security settings you have just made to all subdomains, which is helpful, for example, with a wildcard certificate or with an integrated Let's Encrypt certificate if you also want to use this certificate for your www subdomain. You do not create such a Let's Encrypt certificate first in the SSL TLS certificate overview, but here directly with the domain. Advantages for a Let's Encrypt certificate are that it is free of charge and is regularly updated by KeyHelp and therefore never loses its validity. Click on Domains in the menu and either create a new domain or edit an existing one. Again, go to the Security menu item and now select the Let's Encrypt certificate. The other settings are identical to those we discussed for the other certificates. Thank you for your interest in this tutorial.